Morning everybody, Sam with MoPros. Got a cool tutorial video to share with y'all today. It is the month of October, and not only is it Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it is also the best time of year to plant a tree. From about now until February is really the best time of year to plant shrubs and trees. And so we wanted to show you all how to plant a tree. Might seem like a simple project, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong on a tree planting, and most tree experts say that the reason a tree dies within its first year is because of improper planting. So we want to make sure you guys plant your trees right. We want to have healthy trees around here. Of course, call us if you want a professional to come install a tree, but if you're looking to do it yourself, here's a video for you. All right, here's what we're working with. A beautiful 45-gallon Chinese Pistache. Beautiful tree. It's considered a medium-sized tree. It grows to about 30 feet tall, full size. It has a compound leaf, so instead of a big leaf like an oak tree, it has a long stem with multiple leaves coming off the side. Has beautiful fall color. It's already starting to turn kind of an orangish red color. Some of them turn bright red, some of them kind of a light red, but nice tree, grows fast, very hardy, good for Ellis County. We got 2 shovels. We got a sharpshooter, this long skinny one, and a round point shovel. Sharpshooters for breaking up the dirt, round points for getting it out of the hole. And of course, you know, if you're dealing with a large tree, especially by yourself like I am, it's nice to have a tree dolly. I had a flat tire, so it was really hard to drag it all the way over here, but you know, what can you do? All right, let's get this tree in the ground. Here's our spot mark where we want the tree. This next part, there's not really a real science to it. Basically, I'm gonna use these things here to make a big hole here. Now we're dealing with a 45-gallon tree. We want the width of our hole to be at least 3 to 4 inches on either side, larger than the container, but we want it to be to the exact depth of the container. Now that's real important. We'll discuss that a little bit later, but I'm gonna start digging this hole. Always dig slow, beware of irrigation lines, electrical, whatever else you might find. Here I found irrigation pipe. We had turned on the system and identified the lines, but this one was kind of out of place. So always dig slow. Luckily I didn't hit it. We're gonna have to move the whole tree over a few inches. Keep on going. Got our hole dug, and as you can tell, we've kind of piled the dirt around the outside of the circle. I would definitely recommend trying to keep your pile of dirt nice and tidy all the way around the perimeter of the circle. It makes it for a lot easier when you backfill it back in. If you've got dirt all on one side or it's all over the yard, you're going to be spending a long time trying to clean it up and make it look nice. So we've got the tree here. What I would recommend you guys to always do before you put it in the hole, measure and double measure, because when you're by yourself and you're planting a big tree like this, once you put it in the hole, that's your kind of one shot at it. Sometime if these trees have been in the container for a long time, they're hard to get out of the container. So I normally lay it down, give it a few hits with the shovel all the way around, and then try and get that puppy out. One other thing you want to do before you put the tree in the hole is set the tree up, walk around, figure out where the face of the tree is. The face is the best looking side, and wherever you want that best looking side to, make sure you set it up in a way that when you put it in the hole, that face is going to be facing the way you want it. Now here, we kind of have a view where we're going to see the tree from all angles. People will see it walking up from the drive. People will see it out here in the pool, and of course from the house. So we're going to try and pick it to where the ugliest side faces out that way, where it gets the least amount of views. So let's put it in the hole. All right, tree is in the ground. We have the perfect height here. It might be hard to tell in video, but you've got about a 1 inch at the most, probably more like 3/4 inch lift from the tree to the soil. That is perfect. Anywhere from a 1/2 inch to 1 inch above the ground is ideal. You never want to be below ground level because that can cause the tree to suffocate. Dirt can get around the trunk and the root flare. Just not a good idea. You always want to let that root flare breathe. So this is the ideal here. We got about 2 to 3 inches all the way around to backfill with some good compost and soil. She's ready to go. Here we have a bag of compost that we picked up from the local nursery. This is a 3-part blend of mushrooms, turkey, and chicken manure. So there's all sorts of different types of formulas for compost. This is one we like to use. We swear by it. It's great for all the plants. Ask your local nursery if you have questions about what type of compost you should use. And what we want to do is we want to mix the compost and the soil back into the hole. You don't ever want to amend the hole with just completely new soil, because really you're trying to acclimate it to this soil here. And if it has nice cushiony soil, all these ingredients, and then the roots branch out and they hit this other soil, it kind of goes through another shock. So we like to blend the soil that's here with compost, which is a natural fertilizer. Probably the most important thing after getting the right level with the soil would be water packing in the tree. Now you can take a shovel and pack that dirt in as much as you want, but until you really get water involved, you're never going to pack it in tight enough. A lot of times if you don't water pack it in, over time air bubbles will form, and that'll either cause it to dry out in the summer and not get enough water, or it'll cause it to freeze because of it doesn't have the soil to keep it warm in the winter. So really important, make sure you use water to water pack your soil in, and do it multiple times. Before we mulch the tree, we're going to clean up this tree ring. Now we like to leave all this excess soil piled up around the tree. There's no sense in hauling off good dirt, and it helps retain moisture and water in the tree. And also it looks nice, it helps keep weeds out from growing right around the tree. So we leave this little tree ring here, but I'm going to clean it up, make it nice and tight, and then we'll mulch the top of it. Okay guys, here it's important to note that we don't have any excess soil piled up around the trunk. Now the root flare is whenever the trunk starts to just slope out a little bit, and you always want that to be visible. You don't want that to be covered with soil. So you don't ever want to pile soil up on the trunk. That can suffocate the tree. Even when you're mulching the tree, you don't want excess mulch up on the trunk. Now, right around the trunk's okay, but don't go too high. So you can have soil piled up here along the outer side of the root ball, but don't have any soil piled up here right on the trunk. Now we mulch the top of the tree because that helps retain moisture. It's going to keep your tree cool in the summer and warm in the winter. It also helps just clean up your entire mess here. You got a lot of bare exposed dirt, and that mulch just helps kind of finish everything off. It looks really nice. I always finish with the watering, really soak the root ball. This is kind of a medium trickle, but honestly you could put it on like a slow trickle and leave it out here for 30 minutes to really get that root ball saturated for the first watering. Then make sure you keep it watered after that, and you got yourself a new tree. All right, here we are, beautiful 45-gallon Chinese Pistache, planted, mulched, and we didn't stake this tree this time. Most 45-gallon trees we stake, but this tree was extremely heavy. It was kind of short with a nice large head on it,
And as you can see, it's kind of protected back here. You got the house, you got a fence, you got large trees. There's not a lot of wind back here. So I really don't think this tree is gonna move. And if we don't have to stake them, we don't like to. Of course, if anything ever did happen, we'd come and stake it, but it should be good to go.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining us today on this how to plant a tree video. Remember, the month of October is a great time to plant a tree. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll be wearing pink all month long in honor of those who have suffered from breast cancer and really any cancer in general. Hope you guys learned something today. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or give us a like on Facebook or Instagram. And we appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one.